Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Donna Misrati, Chair of the Medical Imaging Department here at Bunker Hill Community College. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Medical Imaging Department, I would like to welcome you all to the Medical Imaging Pinning Ceremony for the class of 2019. Please stand as the graduates proceed into the hall and are seated. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Pam Ettinger to say a few words.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome families and friends, and welcome graduates to the pinning ceremony. It is so terrific to look out and see all of you in your white coats. You look like you're ready just to break down the doors of the workplace and serve. And I can tell you, it is interesting being a college president with a rad tech program. Because every time I go to MGH to get the 3 or 4 different X-ray related things that I need done, I always look up and look for that pin. And sometimes I don't see it, and I don't say I work for Bunker Hill Community College, and I would engage these very terrific technicians in a conversation about where they had their training, how the training was, how many nights they stayed up, how long the nights were, and how much time their family and friends had put into supporting them. And inevitably they'll say to me, well, what do you do? And I'll say, I run a community college. And they'll say, well, which one? Is it Bunker Hill? And then that's when they tell me I was trained at Bunker Hill. I was educated at Bunker Hill. And you can see the pride on their faces. But I can tell you what really touches me is that my late mother had a number of health issues. And we lost her about 5-6 years ago. But during the 5 or 6 years that she was getting a lot of care from the hospital, and she spoke very little English. It was the smiles and the kindness and the way that you moved and touched her, the way you positioned her, the way that you made her feel that even though she was completely not in control, that she had some control over her life. And that she had compassion and kindness and expertise. And I would say to her, Mom, if you know what I knew about how the students are trained and educated, how rigorous their education is, you should feel completely at ease with what they're doing with you. And I believe the presence of those wonderful technicians gave her some moments of peace. And I hope that when you go practice, particularly with vulnerable populations who don't speak the language, who don't understand what they're facing in terms of technology and the procedures that they're facing, that they have no idea what is going to come next, that you think of my mom and how peaceful she felt at the hands of very, very expert technicians, but most of all, very kind professionals. And if nothing else, and I'm sure there'll be a number of other things that you'll be known for at the end of your career, that you will be known for your kindness and known for your mindfulness, that you're the difference between a frightened old woman and one who is at peace. and getting good care. So congratulations on all of your hard work, and thank you.
At this time, we would like to introduce some other members of our administration who are here today to support our program, as they always do. Please stand as I call your name. Dr. James Caniff, our Provost and Vice President of Academic and Student Services. Dr. Alice Murillo, Associate Provost. The Dean of Health Sciences, Dr. Marianne Atkinson, and our Assistant Dean, Donna Savino. We are all very grateful for the tremendous support for our programs that administration provides here at BHCC, without which our students could never be as well prepared for the workforce as they are today. Thank you so much. Before I continue, I would like to recognize some very special people in our audience. They are some of our clinical instructors and advisory board members who took time out of their day today to be here to celebrate your success. They work so hard to support our students in area hospitals, and without them, we would not be here today. Please stand as I call your name. Patricia Coughlin and Ladora Rose from Mass General Hospital. Carrie Brennan from South Shore Hospital. Anna Cordero from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Elaine McHugh from Leahy Clinic, and Derek Carver from Children's Hospital. Thank you all so much. Our sincere thanks to each of you for everything you do to support our students. Without your wonderful support, they would never be prepared to enter this exciting field. We have a small but mighty team of faculty that I would like to recognize for their outstanding work on behalf of our graduates. From Medical Radiography Program, Lynn Pilecchia, our Clinical Coordinator. Erin Peterson, full-time faculty. Andre Soltesiak, adjunct faculty, and our tutoring support. Thelma Millard and Stacy McKinnon, who I don't think are here, but play equally important roles in medical radiography for us. From the cardiac program, Michelle Gagnon, our program director. Joan Alexandra and Marika Jamakochian. I don't believe the ladies are here today, but those are our clinical support for cardiac sonography. And from the general sonography program, Anna Illich, our new program director, who has done such a wonderful job this year, her first year with us. Sue White, our clinical instructor. Val Finkelstein from Cambridge Health, our adjunct, who very generously stepped up this year to cover both OBGYN classes in this transitional year. Thank you so much, Val. And Naza Zahiri, our brand new clinical coordinator for general sonography, also a graduate, as is Anna. And I want to say, actually, Lynn and Erin are also graduates of our program. Derek Carver's a graduate. Anna Cordero's a graduate. So you can see that you can aim for the stars. You can be anything you want to be once you've graduated and move on. And we're so happy for you all. At this time, we would like to invite any veterans of the armed services, as well as police officers and firefighters in the audience, to stand. I know for a fact we have at least 4 vets in our program, so you better stand up right now. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you all respectively for your hard work and sacrifice in defending our beautiful country, helping other people around the world in their fight for freedom, and responding emergently to the needs of our citizens as they arise. You play a critical role in our American way of life, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you for your service. My colleagues and I have known the students before you for 3 or 4 years now, since they first aspired to enter our programs. I usually see them around 8 a.m. in the morning. The daytime radiography and sonography students are usually on campus early, studying either in the lobby of the Health and Wellness building or sitting on the floor outside of our classrooms preparing for class. Their success is no accident. They are a very diligent and hardworking class, really an exceptional group. As such, they have received numerous awards from professional organizations and recognition in area hospitals. I personally am going to speak just about medical radiography students now because I want to give Michelle Gagnon and Anna Illich the pleasure of sharing the special achievements of cardiac sonography and general sonography students with you when they speak in a few moments. Medical radiography students from Bunker Hill Community College competed valiantly at this year's Buzz Bowl competition, which is held at the Mass Society of Rad Tech Conference in April. And there were two teams that had Bunker Hill students, one sponsored by Bunker Hill Community College and the other sponsored by Brigham and Women's Hospital. The Brigham and Women's team had 8 members, 4 were Bunker Hill students, the other 4 were students from, I believe, 3 other programs. And our teams were really well matched. All of the students prepared for a long time, really diligently, and they did a fantastic job. And they even had to play against each other at the conference. Professor Peterson has coached our Bunker Hill Community College team for the last few years, and she always does an excellent job. Before that, Derek Carver coached our team for several years as well, and he was also an excellent coach. We're very lucky to have them. All of the students on both teams had a great time. They all made us proud. The team sponsored by Brigham and Women's placed second in the overall competition. And the students on that team, please stand when I call your name, were Victor Hernandez, Brian Marathi, Cara Rose Gada, and Jonah Janty, all shining stars in our MedRad program. This is the 6th year in a row that Bunker Hill students have placed on a winning team, and we've only competed for about 8 years. I'm going to leave it to Professor Peterson to talk and have more bragging rights about the Bunker Hill team as well. Many of our students have been recognized at area hospitals for their exceptional skills. For example, Jonah Janty was recognized for exceptional patient care skills one day and for catching an error. Some actually, all of our students, all of the full-time students in the MedRad program today have been offered at least one job, some more than one, and some have accepted more than one job. 2 students in the part-time program who don't even graduate until August have already been offered and accepted full-time jobs. So I want to just share those kudos with you because it is testament to how well prepared and how well thought of our students are in the clinical setting. And we're so happy for them. We expect 100% job placement as well with the part-time students as soon as they finish their clinical 5 beginning of August. 2 of our graduating students, Alexandra Catalano and Cara Rose Gada, were awarded the Kayla DeMello scholarships last year. Kayla was a dear member of our class of 2017, who we lost in an accident in the summer of 2016. Her joyful spirit and passion for the field of radiology will always be with us. We are very grateful for the DeMello family's generosity and support of our students. Kayla's death taught our students that tomorrow is not promised to anyone and that we need to make every day count. Alex and Cara Rose have done just that. In addition, Cara Rose earned the Academic Achievement Award for the full-time class with the highest overall GPA, a perfect GPA, a 4.0. And Tom Finn was awarded the Special Achievement Award for his caring, kind ways, and the way he supported all of his students in the full-time program throughout the program. So thank you both. Once the students in the other programs have finished their summer clinical internships, they will also be considered for academic achievement or special achievement awards, but that can't happen until they finish their clinical over the summer. Otherwise, we would be proud to announce their names too. Our mission at Bunker Hill is to serve all of our students and help them achieve their educational and professional goals, and we are very proud of each and every graduate before you. Teaching them has been the best part of our jobs for the last 2 or 3 years. They have worked very hard and they could not have done it without the support of their family and friends. We know that it involves sacrifice on many levels, and again, we thank you for supporting them through the educational journey and for being here today to celebrate their accomplishments. When I reflected on the journey we have taken together for the last 2 or 3 years, I found myself smiling. I remember so many of your faces in the first few weeks of the program that expressed so much anxiety, frustration, and even in some cases, skepticism. For some of you, you weren't sure you belonged at a community college. Would it be too difficult or would it be too easy? Others had significant cultural barriers to overcome to achieve success in this field. Many of you had never been in such a diverse learning environment and had to learn to be patient and supportive of other students in your class. There were a few of you who were self-doubting and needed lots of encouragement and pep talks along the way. Many of you had losses, significant financial issues, and lack of family support. But despite all of those obstacles, here you are today. We spent a lot of time learning about different cultures and focused on cultural competence and why it's so important in healthcare and in life in general. You opened your minds to understanding each other and helping each other and developed a wonderful sense of community that will remain with you for years to come. Erin, Andre, Lynn, Thelma, Stacy, and I had to earn your respect and confidence because you were such a bright bunch. You challenged us all, including your clinical instructors, in your thirst for knowledge and fought for every grade point earned, but you did it all in a respectful manner and a humble way. I want to thank each of you for the pleasure of having you in our radiography program. I'm so glad you found your way to Bunker Hill Community College. I hope you leave us with a new appreciation for the role of community colleges in today's world, and that you send us your family and friends. Now, as you head into the clinical arena for your first official position, remain confident in your skills. Kindle that thirst for learning and keep an open mind to suggestions and guidance from clinical staff and from your supervisors. They are a wonderful group of colleagues who will continue to teach you new skills for a long time to come. Keep growing in cultural understanding and competence. Never stop growing. The most important lessons are those we learn from interactions with others. Don't forget that success starts from within yourself and the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to accomplish. Just look at you all today. We're so proud of you all. If I had to give one last bit of wisdom, I would have to say the following. Work hard, be kind, and be humble, and you will live a harmonious life. But I believe many of you already know that. I truly am going to miss seeing each and every one of you in class and in clinical. I'll miss seeing the class sentinel, Chris, sometimes accompanied by John, when I pull into my parking space in the morning. I'll miss the 4 or 5 of you who were regularly waiting to greet me as I stepped off the elevator in the morning, to share a story, discuss a clinical obstacle with me, check your grades, seek guidance, or just to say hello. I'll always remember the smiling faces of this part-time class who was so outstanding in clinical and always positive and enthusiastic. I will really also miss Tom Finn's Rice Krispie treats. But I am so happy for you all and wish you all the best wherever your career takes you. Thank you. Now we have your class reps to say a few words. First, we would like to ask Mikado Knight from the full-time MedRad program to come to the podium.
Professors, clinical instructors, distinguished guests, families and friends, my fellow graduates, good afternoon. On November 8th, 1895, Mr. William Conrad Rankin created a historic moment that led us here today. X-ray, a major contributor to the diagnosis and treatment of today's society. For the duration of this program, we have worked relentlessly and gratefully. The many hours of clinical and studies we have sown, we all will reap in glory. To our professors and clinical instructors, thank you for nurturing us to be a great asset to the medical field. Your time and dedication molded us to be a phenomenal technologist and to work amongst the most elite in this profession. Also, to the family members, thank you. Without your support, this difficult time period would have been much harder. Cara Rose, our class representative, On behalf of the class, we show our gratitude for everything you have done for us, whether conveying information for our success, or most importantly, whenever class is canceled. The network we created will last for a lifetime. I appreciate the impact that each one of you made on my time here in this program. Let us go forth and make ourselves proud of this monumental accomplishment. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And as Professor Mizrahi always say, as an educated individual, you need to know this. Continue pursuing for the highest heights in life, and let us be exemplary alumni of Bunker Hill.
Thank you, Mikado. And now we'd like to call Rashida Sabai to the podium, representing the part-time MedRad students.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rashida Sabai. I'm representing part-time medical radiography student. Thank you to all faculty members, our clinical instructors, my fellow graduate students in medical radiography, ultrasound, general and cardiac sonography. And special thank you to families who joined us in this ceremony to celebrate our success together. First of all, I just wanted to say that I'm so impressed about the diversity at Bunker Hill Community College by embracing staff and students' differences, treating each other with respect. It is an honor for me to be here today to share this tremendous accomplishment with all of you. This is just the beginning, and certainly we will achieve the success as we advance in our careers, gaining more experience and acquiring more knowledge. This is in fact a life learning field. I'm so grateful to all our amazing professors and our exceptional clinical instructors who devoted their time and effort to help us master the skills needed to provide high-quality patient care and achieve the professional performance needed to assure the excellence in medical imaging. Thank you for being so kind and generous, and thank you for the extra time you stayed with us in the lab to make sure everyone has learned enough to improve our clinical performance. I'm so grateful to those staff technologists at the Massachusetts General Hospital who were there for us side by side and strived to teach us and share their expertise with us. As we all know, this program requires a lot of commitment and responsibility to achieve our goals. I'm so proud of myself to make it to the end despite all challenges. I'm so proud of all dedicated evening students who had to work 7 days a week without stopping. And I'm so proud of my classmate, Delisa, who gave birth to her son and came in 2 weeks after the clinical site, after her C-section. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of all hardworking students in medical imaging. I also congratulate my fellow students who had to take leave of absence due to life challenges. I'm so sorry for our bright and vibrant classmate, Dimple, who lost her husband by the last semesters of this program. I'm wishing her the best of luck on whatever she has decided to do. During these 3 years, my classmates and I have shared all kinds of emotions, from happiness to sadness. We were a great team, helping and supporting each other. I'm sure if we have any chance, we will be great co-workers in the future. By the end, I do thank my husband and my son who have supported me along this program. Thank you, Otman, for being such a great son. Congratulations again to all of us for our accomplishments, and thank you.
Thank you, Rashida. And now Bailey Palmquist, please, representing General Sonography.
Hello everyone, and thank you all so much for coming. My name is Bailey Palmquist, and I am the class representative for the General Sonography program. My initial thought of ultrasound was probably very similar to what most of you think. I'm gonna sit and look at cute babies all day. My job's gonna be awesome. Half of this statement is true, and the other half is very far from it. I learned that ultrasound is so much more than looking at babies. It is finding a blood clot or discovering a liver mass. Ultrasound is searching for a cause of agonizing pain or being present for life-saving procedures. Ultrasound is about forming good relationships with the doctors that are making the diagnosis, or about comforting patients in times of distress. We don't just casually look at cute babies all day, but rather interrogate the most intricate anatomy to ensure that there is a healthy baby growing inside. My job being awesome, on the other hand, is completely and totally accurate. It may seem like we do the same thing every day, but every single case is so different. In just 1 hour, I can detect a heartbeat for an eager couple that are on their 5th round of IVF to holding a patient's hand as the doctor informs them that they have cancer, and I just watch the worry and fear take over their body. I can find out a mother that I previously scanned has delivered her beautiful twin babies, and in the next moment discover that a paracentesis patient that I drain fluid from every single week has died. To some, this may seem emotionally draining, but I find it to be an honor and a privilege. I value being a support system for all of these people. And sometimes they don't realize it, but these patients truly make my day. They may be battling a disease that is tearing them apart inside, but you better believe that when you encounter them, they have the brightest smile on their face, and they can tell you all about their granddaughter's dance recital that they went to last weekend. I'm lucky to have learned so much these past 2 years, but it definitely was not an easy journey. To all of you sitting out there, I need to say thank you. Without our family, friends, and loved ones, this would not have been possible. Everything you've done for us has not gone unnoticed. Whether it was entertaining the kids so we could study for our big exam, or pack our lunches so we could run out the door to make it to clinical on time. Also, thank you for staying by our sides even when we might have been screaming at you to get away because you couldn't possibly understand how hard this was. P.S. We're so sorry about that, and we didn't mean any harsh words that were said these past 2 years throughout this program. Also, I need to thank our clinical coordinators, Sue and Naza, our professors, Michelle, Val, Christine, Corey, and Anna, and all of our talented sonographers who we had the opportunity to learn from. If it was not for their patience, dedication, and motivation, we would not be here today. An extra special thank you to Anna Illich, our General Sonography Director, who graciously came into this program as we felt distraught and worried. She has done an amazing job as our director, and she has helped us get to this joyful endpoint. Lastly, I say thank you to my classmates. I would not have picked a group of any other people to go on this crazy, stressful, up and down journey with. This program was physically, mentally, and emotionally draining. I honestly probably cried more times in class than I smiled, but I had a group of 7 girls by my side that continuously pushed me to keep going. I didn't expect to come into this program and growing as close as some of you as I did, but now thinking about how I won't see you each week in class makes me so sad. I would like to end with a message to my classmates as we dive into the world as new sonographers. We chose a great field where we are able to impact so many people. Things like technology are going to change every single day. Throughout our careers, there will always be new things to learn. With that being said, go into this field always eager to learn, and remember, if you're willing to learn, there will always be someone willing to teach you. Thank you all again so much for coming, and good luck to all of my classmates wherever this journey may lead you in the future. I have a good feeling we will all cross paths together at some point.
Would Michael Lee please come to the podium representing the class of cardiac sonography?
Hey guys, my name's Mike. I'm representing the ECHO class of 2019. ECHO is also known as echocardiography or cardiac sonography, but I'm going to be sticking with ECHO because it's 2 syllables versus way too many. First off, I'd just like to say congrats to everyone being pinned today, and thank you to all of you for coming out here and showing your support. Speaking of that, there's a lot of you here, so this is actually pretty nerve-wracking. You know that saying that if you have a tough time with public speaking, you should imagine your entire audience is naked and that'll somehow help you? It doesn't work. Each and every one of you at this very moment is stark naked, and it is not helping me one bit. All right, get serious here a little bit, but I'll get by. So you guys, we did it, we made it. The hard part's over. Now we can just sit back, relax, and just do our job, right? Maybe not so much. In my opinion, I think this is where the hard part begins. We no longer have that student badge on our lab coat. We no longer have the safety net of being a student. Now we really have to be on our A game. And I speak for my class when I say that we're ready, we're confident, and we're up for the challenge. And the reason for that is we had a great teacher and mentor in our program director, Michelle Gagnon. So Michelle is the perfect mix of firm and fair. She could be a guidance counselor when you needed one, someone to tell you that everything's going to be okay, you're doing fine. And she could also be a Marine Corps drill instructor when you needed one, someone to give you a good swift kick in the pants when you're slacking off. Metaphorically speaking, of course. She could sprinkle fairy dust around the classroom, and she could also make it rain fire and brimstone. But what more could you ask for in a mentor? You want someone who will make you realize your own potential, and at the same time, you want someone to give it to you straight and not tell you what you want to hear. And that is what made Michelle such a great teacher. I remember in the beginning of the program, she had said that if she ever needed an echo, she would be honored to have it done by one of her graduates. And I can say that we would be equally as honored. So on behalf of our class, the ECHO class of 2019, we just want to extend our gratitude and say thank you, Michelle. All right, so guys, this was a pretty tough program. It was basically 2 years worth of material kind of crammed into 3 years worth of material crammed into 2 with a 1-year internship. And it could get pretty overwhelming at times, but it was made a lot easier with supportive classmates. We supported one another, we didn't compete with one another, and our group text messages resembled something out of like an online support group. Could have been called sonographynightmare.com or something. But I couldn't have asked to be thrown into the mix with a better group of ladies. Speaking of that, first semester of the program, the generals and the cardiacs had classes together. 24 people, 24 students. I'm the only guy. Yeah, that could go one of 2 ways. It could either be like, hey, room for the ladies. Or it could go like, oh God, someone put me out of my misery. But it was actually a very pleasant experience. Where was I going with that? Oh, right. So speaking of that, I kind of knew they were growing on me when a couple months into the program, hanging out with my guy friends, doing guy things, talking about guy stuff. And out of nowhere, I looked down at my hand and I was like, man, my cuticles look terrible. And I'm like, guys, I don't want to hear it because no one is more surprised by that last statement than me. And I didn't really know how to segue into the next portion of the speech, so I'm just going to move on. So anyway, I've been in healthcare for 8 years, and I'm sure many of you being pinned today have healthcare experience, and I'm sure many of you do not. So to those of you that don't, congratulations on making an excellent career choice. Healthcare can be both rewarding and unique. Just this last Friday, and I'm not making this up, this actually happened. The cuticle thing didn't happen, all right? I'm going to be honest. I swear. 1 second, please. Just... Anyway, this past Friday, I was doing an echo on a patient who was a status post-transplant. She had had a heart transplant a couple years prior. She was with her husband, and after the echo, I was walking them out, and the husband turned to me and said, "Mike, thank you so much for deciding to be trained in this specific job." And he said, "If it wasn't for you, my wife wouldn't be here today." And I could tell by the way he said it that he wasn't just saying it to say it, he meant it. And it's things like that that make healthcare rewarding. And on a daily basis, you will play a key role in patients' health and their quality of life. And in emergency situations, you may play a key role in actually saving their life. And it's things like that that make healthcare unique. But just a quick word, some words of wisdom for those of you just entering the field. It can be stressful. It can be demanding. It can be hectic. You may have to deal with patients that are scared or angry or confused. And they might even lash out at you even though you're just trying to help them. And because of all this, the stress of the job, the dealing with difficult patients, it can be easy to start to view your patients as a means to a paycheck as opposed to people that just really need your help. But try to avoid this as much as possible, because once you start to view them in that way, the rewarding and unique qualities of the job start to diminish. And not to mention, it negatively affects the way that you treat your patient. So just tuck this away in the back of your mind as you kind of venture forward in this new healthcare journey. And I know this moment is not about me, but I just have a couple of people I have to thank very quickly. There's a couple people in the audience, a couple of very special ladies that I need to thank. Where are they? They're right over there. And it's my wife and my mom. Go ahead and stand up. So, you guys might not recognize those two without their capes on, but that right there is Supergirl and Wonder Woman. First, I want to thank my wife, who has sacrificed a lot these last couple years so that I could better myself in our situation. And she's just been through so much, supporting us financially and me emotionally. And she's the most generous and selfless person that I know. So thank you, Heather. And I gotta thank my mom, who somehow managed to raise two twin boys on her own that were just, growing up, were just the spawn of Satan himself. I mean, we were absolute nightmares. And I know. And somehow she single-handedly managed to turn those two boys into men on her own. And many times in my life, there were times where I would start to veer off onto the wrong path, and she'd always pick me right up and put me right back onto the right path. And I just wouldn't be here without her. And I mean that in two ways. I mean that as in I wouldn't be where I am in life, and I wouldn't be here at this podium. Because I really don't like public speaking. But, and I was not chosen to do this, I chose to do this. Because I knew that nothing would make my mother more proud than to come here and watch her son speak at this event. So I'm doing this for you, Mom. But it's the least that I can do after everything you've done for me. So before they start to play the Academy Award music on me to get me off a stage, I just want to say once again, thank you to congrats to all of you being pinned today, and thank you to all of you for coming out here and showing your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We would like to call Program Director of Cardiac Sonography, Michelle Gagnon, to the podium, please. How am I going to follow that? Anyway, welcome everybody. Congratulations, everybody, on a job well done. I'm going to say I'm not going to read anything, I'm just going to say it, because if I read, I cry, and we can't do that. So first, I want to thank my class representatives, Amanda and Michael, for a job well done, helping me out. They were instrumental in letting everybody know when class was canceled. So, and above everything else, pay attention to these dates. I appreciate it. To the general sonography class, I was so happy to be able to teach you Physics 2, to help you during the transition between program directors. I felt for you, I really did. And to see you here still today is wonderful, and I'm glad Anna found you, or you found Anna, and it's all gonna be good. So congratulations. All right. I know that if I look up and see any one of your faces on the other side of my stretcher, I will be very, very good hands. Same thing, MedRad, same thing. But for the students that I spend the most of my time teaching, it is what I do. Being called the drill instructor though, maybe, I don't know. But I do it with love. And the reason why I am the way I am and how I teach you is because I've been doing this for so long and I know what it takes. And I do it in the way I teach, in the way I guess I have passion for what I do, and I still do it to this day. 30 years later, I still do ultrasounds, is because I love it. And I know what it takes, and I want you to be the best, because when I look on the other end of my stretcher and I see your faces, I want to know that I have the best, my grandmother has the best, my husband has the best, or anybody in this room has the best, because that's what they deserve. So, it's all of you. As 8 individuals, you have worked very hard. You came to class early, you stayed late, you let me not yell at you, but go off and basically kick you in the butt, because I knew that's what it was going to take. You have passed your physics boards. I have every confidence in this world that you are going to kick Echo Board's butts, and I can't wait to start getting those results. Because when I turn on my computer and I open my email, and I get an email from one of you that says, I passed my boards today, the paycheck's important, but that really is my payback. I love that. That makes me happy at the end of the day that you are all successful. So if I'm tough about paperwork and whatever, it's because I had to, all right? But I always recognized every sacrifice you had to make. The time away from children, the time away from husbands, family members, spouses, giving up things. No one ever said this was gonna be easy. And I think sometimes there is this feeling in the world that you're going to community college and how hard can it be? Well, I think all of you in this audience right now can set anybody straight who ever says that to you, because it's not easy, and we recognize that here. So congratulations. Now you are ready to enter in a field. In a few short months, you will leave not being my students, but I welcome you as my colleagues. You will now enter a field where you will never be bored, where you will be surrounded by new challenges every day. See life begin and see life end. Sometimes be frustrated and have immense responsibility, but very little authority, if you ever think about that. You have immense responsibility. If you don't capture that image, somebody doesn't see it. And you have no authority at the end to say how that patient goes to continue on to their journey. So you have a lot of, like I said, responsibility, but very little authority. So I welcome you in a few short months, not as students anymore, but as my colleagues.
As you enter into your chosen field, I have to say a few words because we all agree to say something that's near and dear to us. And Michael already kind of stole a little of my thunder, and the president stole a little of my thunder, and she's not here anymore. But I want to tell you something about keeping your patients in mind, always. A gentle touch of the hand, getting the extra blanket. Bailey talked about listening to their story. All it takes sometimes is just a little air. Ask them, if someone looks lost in the hallway and they aren't your patient, but they're in the hospital, ask them where they're going. It goes a long way. Hold the elevator door open. As Mother Teresa once said, be kind and gentle under provocation. And let me tell you, sometimes sick individuals, they do provoke. And it takes everything we have to not fight back and to be kind and remember that kindness. It goes a long way. If the day ever comes, and again, Michael stole a little bit of my thunder. If the day ever comes when patients become things to do in your day, of a list of things to accomplish, then I invite you to step back a little bit and reflect on why you do what you gotta do, because they're people, they're humans, and they're not things to do. And as I tell, in the classroom, I think they've heard me say this more than once, if those patients become things to do, it's time to take a vacation. Seriously, okay, so keep that in mind ever. So now I will leave you with a favorite quote of mine. There's some argument as to who coined the phrase, whether it's Plato or Ian McLaren. And this is, I think, a poster that hangs inside the medical radiography room that says, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So in closing, congratulations to you all. And as Confucius said, wherever you go, go with all your heart.
Thank you, Michelle. And now Anna Illich, our program director from General Sonography. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. Dear graduates, as you're getting ready to leave Bunker Hill behind to start your new careers, I'm just starting my journey here. The same place where I conferred my degree in general sonography 10 years ago, exactly. So what goes around comes around. We just make this big circle. And before I congratulate you on your wonderful accomplishments, I would like to thank all the faculty and staff of the Medical Imaging Department, especially Professor Gagnon and Professor Mizrahi, for all the help and support that they have given me during this new and exciting role that I took on. Running the program this past year took a lot of hard work, but I did have a lot of help. Dawn and Michelle have been there for me any time of the day, any day of the week, just as they have been for all of you. Because I witnessed it, you lining up in front of their offices at 8 o'clock in the morning in front of the elevator. So I just wanted to say that I thank you ladies, you're greatly appreciated. But this day is not about us professors, it's about you, and it should be. Sorry. I'm very proud of my first graduating, everyone's crying, general sonography class. Although I did not see you through your entire program here at Bunker Hill, I have gotten to know you enough to realize what an immensely talented group of young ladies you are. You have gone through a lot with the changes in administration, which must have been very challenging, but you have persevered and you worked tirelessly to obtain all the knowledge and skills needed for this great profession that you're about to enter. By the time I came into the picture, you were acing your tests, like who gets 90% or above on the first try of mock registry exam that's about 360 questions long. These ladies do. So I kind of figured my work is done, I have nothing to do. You all passed your physics boards and are just waiting on the clock to register for that first subspecialty exam. So that makes me really proud. They're right on point. You presented case studies like pros, and you were ready to take on any silly assignment I threw your way. And I loved your sense of humor. I loved our little laughs in class. You know, it's all about the way someone makes you feel, which we all keep coming back to. And you made me feel welcome this year, and I thank you for that. As you start your new careers, I would like you to keep in mind why you entered this field. Most likely, it was to help others, to be of service to the others. You might soon become exceptional at taking beautiful diagnostic images, but your rapport with patients and coworkers as well is equally important. Dalai Lama once said, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. So please, I want you to always strive for excellence. Do the best job you can in a professional but kind and caring way. And chances are that you won't just find success, you might find happiness along the way too, because your job will still be challenging but extremely fulfilling as well. I truly wish you all the success and happiness in your new careers. You did it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Anna. And now I invite Lynn Pilecchia, our clinical coordinator for medical radiography, to the podium, please.
Hello, good afternoon. It's so wonderful to see so many faces here celebrating the success of the group in front of you. They simply have just worked so hard to be here. They've contributed so much to those around them and each other. It's really amazing. I have a little speech written out here, but I just wanted to first just say congratulations to all the classes, the 4 classes here of 2019, and all the hard work and contributions. Obviously, to thank the families, friends, loved ones, our clinical coordinators, our clinical instructors, faculty, administration, everyone who's contributed to the success of the group in front of us. But no one's put in more effort than the students. I've seen the immense struggles that you've brought into the programs with you. Each and every one of you, every face has a story, every face has a solution, every face has steps to success that are unique to the individuals in front of you. And I sincerely hope that we've met the needs that you've had along the way in the best way possible to ensure that you have the most solid foundation to move forward. I look at this day not as an end, but really a beginning for each of you. And the speeches of the students that have come up here were just simply fantastic. The emotions that you felt, the expressions of gratitude and thanks were just simply wonderful. And I just can't say enough of what your contributions mean to those around you. Our patients, of course, are the most paramount to your next stage of life. As a radiographer, as an ultrasound sonographer, your contributions to them each day will either make or break them leaving that room with a feeling of happiness, with a feeling of sadness, with a feeling of that they understand where they're going next. So please continue to bring that message forward to them. So I do have a quote here, and it kind of goes with the conversations you've heard up here today. At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you have accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. And that's a quote from Denzel Washington that I thought was something that was reflective of your experience throughout the program and for tomorrow. Healthcare is simply about giving. That's it. It's about giving. It's about giving to the people around you. It's about giving to people that need you. It's about dropping your own sort of baggage that you bring to that day and leaving it, because those people need you more than anything at that given moment. So giving to the patients and their loved ones, team members, each other, each and every day. You've both been given the gift of knowledge you all have been given, the gift of knowledge for these past 2 years or 3 years for others, by countless others. Please remember and give in return for your future radiographers. I see out in the audience a former student who worked very, very hard, and it's really lovely to see her. And she today has given to some of you in your success. So I hope to look up and see you in the audience someday and be able to thank you for your contributions to the next classes moving forward. They need your kindness, they need your compassion, and they need that so they can give to others in return. Thank you all. I wish you all the very, very best, and I can't wait to see you out at the hospitals. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. And now last but certainly not least, Professor Erin Peterson.
Thank you. I just want to say the last few words. I know everybody's getting anxious. I'm always the last to go. But I will try to keep it short and sweet. So I want to have a warm welcome to all of the family and friends of the medical imaging class of 2019. Without all of your support, they would not be here today. So I thank you. For you, the graduates, is most of what I'm going to be talking about. Today is the culmination of what you have worked so hard for over the past 2 as well as 3 years for you part-time students. The countless hours you have spent trying to understand the 15% rule, inverse square law, and how to convert the radiation units from traditional system to the SI system. From Roentgen, Rad, Rem, and Curie to Air Kerma, Gray, Sievert, and Becquerels. I hope you all know them now. The amount of time you have spent in and out of the classrooms and labs, as well as your clinical, learning how to find the best way to position a patient that has just had a total hip replacement, and you can only move the body in a certain way as to not disturb the implants, but yet get the best quality images possible. Some of you have participated in extra learning activities, such as the Buzz Bowl. I am so honored to have been a part of that. I had the opportunity to assist in guiding the team to prepare for the Buzz Bowl, which is a Jeopardy-style game, featuring content that mimics the ARRT exam. And I would like to recognize those students specifically. Team Captain Tom Finn, Parisa, Mercado, Steven, and Alexandra. Could you guys please stand? I am extremely proud of the accomplishments that you guys have had. We may not have won, but we came pretty damn close. Thank you. There were also a bunch of other classmates that came to support these students. Jeff Day, Rashida, Callie, Jennifer Carries, Albie. You guys were all there in helping support these students and making sure that they were prepared for the games. And again, although we came up short of placing in the top 3, I am beyond proud of how much these students worked to get as far as they did in the competition, and how well they worked for and with each other to be successful. I thank you for your dedication you have given me during the practices, after class, and on your own time. I also would like to say congratulations to the Brigham team for their second place win at the Buzz Bowl, which included the 4 Bunker Hill students, as Donna had mentioned. Brian, Jonah, Kara Rose, and Victor. You guys were a great competition. What I would like to also say is these games were a nail biter. So when Brigham and Bunker Hill played, they were supporting each other from across the way. Like, oh man, I know they're gonna get this. I can't even answer it. They were fantastic. But if we had to lose to a team, I'm okay with losing to the Brigham. Although this seems like the end with the pinning ceremony, graduation tomorrow, and sitting for your national registry in the upcoming days or weeks, or a few of you have already passed, congratulations. But for those of you that are still yet to take the test, it is coming up. It's just the beginning of your continued learning experience in a new profession. I encourage you all to take an active role in your profession. Try new things. Sit in on lectures, maybe mine if you come back to the MSRT, as well as sitting in new adventures of the ever-changing digital technology in medical imaging. Not just because your licensing says you have to, but because you want to be part of the change. As cliche as it sounds, but it's true, I want you to strive to be the best technologist you can be. I would like to end with some words to always remember as you push that exposure button, which is written by a fellow technologist, and as some of you have already heard it before. I am a radiologic technologist. People often think it is fun and easy job, button pushers, as they may say. It is true, I do push buttons, but an even more terrible truth is I do find cancers. I am part of the code team. I am the first to know when your child's arm is broken. I am on the front lines of the diagnosis that will be life-changing. I am the one talking a parent through the pigostat, assuring them that it's better for infant cries than crying will assure I can push the button at the exact moment they take that deep breath in. I am the one talking the elderly confused patient through a CAT scan. I hold their hand, keeping them calm, while my colleague pushes the button, as these results may provide answers for the confusion. I am the one pushing that button to help guide your surgeon while he or she repairs your broken ankle. I am the one who must accurately time the push of that button to assure your scan determines whether you have a life-threatening pulmonary embolism. I am the one who runs back to the console to push that button as quickly as possible to shorten your compression time during a mammogram. I have spent years talking that 4-year-old through a chest x-ray, hold very still, take a deep breath, like you're jumping into a swimming pool, to assure they don't have pneumonia. I have spent the extra moment in the room with the patient as they tell me their plans for the day, or how radiation scares them, or how their sister was just diagnosed with breast cancer. I have alerted a radiologist to a concerning image prior to your departure to assure it is safe for you to go home. I have stood with the family during a code, offering my compassion and support. I have found words of reassurance as I perform your additional mammogram views due to a finding on your screening exam. And I have spent years learning new technology and continuing my education to assure you are always receiving the least amount of radiation exposure possible. I do push buttons for a living, and I am so much more. I offer you a shoulder to support you, bring you warm blankets, take time to chit-chat, explain and educate you on the exam I am performing, and I work quickly and efficiently while moving your broken wrist. I also cry when the young mother of 3 leaves the room only to soon find out she has breast cancer. Spend a moment in prayer for the grandfather who will soon learn he has a ruptured aneurysm, or assure the parent looking at the same image I am that things will be okay and broken bones do heal. I am a radiologist technologist whose job changes with each patient, each exam, and each critical healthcare moment in your life, and I love being a button pusher. That is by Michelle Whitlam, who is a former technologist, or current technologist. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Erin. Before we begin the actual pinning, I just want to tell our guests that we have very high standards here at Bunker Hill Community College. Our students cannot achieve less than 80% in any medical imaging course in our programs. I want to point out to you that they all graduate with honors or high honors. They are the best of the imaging students in the Boston area. Each of us will someday need health care, and I can assure you that when your time comes, if you look up and see any of our graduates, you will be in excellent hands. Now we are going to begin the pinning ceremony. And if faculty will, maybe MedRad faculty will come on up and approach the table here. We'll have the first row stand, please. Each student will call out the names, and each student will walk across and get pinned, which will allow plenty of time for family if you wish to get a photo. Okay. Christopher Compañero, full-time MedRad, honors. Stephen Vu, full-time radiography, honors. Thank Mikado Knight, medical radiography, high honors. Harisa Sajadi, medical radiography, high honors. Alexandra Catalano, medical radiography, highest honors. Congratulations. Jeff D. Pierre, full-time radiography, high honors.
I may have not put everything correct. I may not have put everything correct.
It's okay. Thank you. Congratulations. Brian Marathi, medical radiography, high honors. Congratulations. Victor Hernandez, full-time radiography, high honors.
We're trying to figure it out.
Pooja Khatri, full-time medical radiography, high honors.
I'll come back.
I hope so. Jennifer Taylor, full-time radiography, honors. Congratulations. Fayeza Amin, full-time radiology, honors. Congratulations. Kaylee Anderson, full-time radiography, highest honors. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Cara Rose Gada, full-time radiography, highest honors. It's been a pleasure. Congratulations. Tom Finn, full-time radiography, highest honors. So welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so proud of you guys. Congratulations. I'm gonna miss you. I will. Anthony Sanfilippo, full-time medical radiography, highest honors. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Gennaro Puca, full-time medical radiography, high honors. Smiling face, honestly.
Only way I know how to be.
I know. I think that's the key.
Yeah, you know.
It is. It is. Congratulations.
Thank you very, very much for everything.
Thank
Seriously.
you.
Seriously.
Thank you. Tyler Costa, medical radiography, high honors. How are you? Yes. So happy. Beautiful. I'll miss you. I'm gonna miss you guys. I love you. I'll be back. Veronica Trinidad, full-time med rad, high honors. How are you? Congratulations. It's been a pleasure. I'm so happy for you. Won't forget you. Jonah Janty, full-time med rad, honors. And now we would like to invite Beth Marin to come to the stage to pin graduate John Gonzalez. Beth is the sister of John's best friend, Sean Ferrand, who passed away suddenly in 2017. Sean was a former student of ours, and he encouraged John to enter into medical radiography. And we would just like to remember Sean by having Beth pin John. John Gonzalez, full-time med rad, high honors. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. Ryan Stout, medical radiography honors. Congratulations. Finish strong over the summer and you're going to be golden. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Jennifer Carius, medical radiography part-time program, high honors. Rashida Sabai, part-time medical radiography, highest honors. Vilay Sundara, medical imaging radiography, part-time, high honors. Delisa Morgan, medical radiography, high honors. Thank you. You're so glad you were with us. Najee Desrousseau, medical radiography, high honors. Thank you. Journey, huh? Mizael Isales, medical radiography, high honors. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I wish you the best. I know our paths will cross again. Thank you. Tawfiq Albi, medical radiography, high honors. It's a pleasure. Thomas Fritzy, medical radiography, part-time, high honors. And now cardiac and general sonography students, Siobhan White, cardiac sonography, honors. Monica Marshott, cardiac sonography, honors. Nicole Horahan, cardiac sonography, high honors.
Thank you. Can you read it? Yeah,
Jocelyn.
Thank you.
Jocelyn Mellon, cardiac sonography, high honors.
How are you? Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Thank you.
Abigail Ojai, cardiac sonography, honors.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Hope Shayer, cardiac sonography, high honors.
Congratulations.
Amanda Murphy, cardiac sonography, high honors.
Congratulations. It was a great speech. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Michael Lee, cardiac sonography, high honors.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Veronica Ellison, general sonography, high honors.
Congratulations.
Letitia Chavez, general sonography, high honors.
Congratulations. I miss seeing you smiling.
Bailey Palmquist, general sonography, highest honors.
Yeah, Bailey!
Melody Orell, general sonography, highest honors.
That's amazing.
Natalia Nascimento, General Sonography, High Honors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I will.
Good, I'm so glad. Congratulations. Mania, right?
Mania.
Thank you. Natalia Mania, General Sonography, High Honors. I'm just seeing you. Always smiling.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So much.
Jelly line. Thank you. Ida Jelly Lai, General Sonography, highest honors. I just want to point out that in addition to the graduates you see before you, we have another 50 to 60 graduates from our advanced certificate programs who are also graduating this spring and summer in the CAT scan, mammography, and MRI programs. So I want to mention that to you all, just so that you know the extent of the offerings that we have. And I hope that we'll see a lot of you returning someday for those programs as well. Before we continue, Michelle Gagnon is going to come read the Imaging Technologist Pledge. Please stand.
Ready? I solemnly pledge that I will cheerfully and willingly assist the physician in all diagnostic and therapeutic imaging procedures to the best of my ability. I will procure the best possible images in all examinations. I will take care to maintain a professional attitude in my relationship with all patients. I will regard as strictly confidential all information regarding each patient coming for examination or treatment. I will not discuss patients nor their affairs outside the department. I will not divulge to the patients the results of any examination. I will do all in my power to live up to and improve the highest traditions of my profession. So help me God.
Woo-hoo. Congratulations, everybody. In closing today's program, I just want to say that the faculty and staff of the Medical Imaging Department will be here to offer guidance to any of you as you grow in your exciting new career. That is the mission of Bunker Hill Community College. So thank you for coming today, friends, family, graduates, and congratulations again to the class of 2019, our new colleagues in medical imaging. This concludes our program. Please join us in the lobby for light refreshments, and I hope you continue the celebration all weekend.